Edgar is one of his friends. All right, I'm about to go live. Guys, gals, and guests, honey. Yes, honey. I hope you're ready for all of the mess, honey, including Jess, honey. Yes, we're here. We're here. Another Wednesday. Another Wednesday that you came to wine with your girl. Okay. So let's get it started. Let's wind it up. Got the right bitch. No lefty, walking my truth, don't fuck with my step team, crawl for you walk, run it, catch me, got a sharp tongue, spit it, machete, mean beat, but a nigga never slept me, watch your mouth, unless you wanna catch these, mic check, testing, testing, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Don't you fear me? Uh. All right, it's a video I wanted to play for y'all. I had found this video, I think last week, but we had got distracted last week. So much was going on last week, honey. We didn't get to the video. I hope I didn't erase it on y'all. Come on, Puss. Where's the video, Puss? Honey, it was a trigger warning video, honey. It's a trigger warning kind of night, baby. So if you wanted the sensitive children, tonight's stream probably ain't gonna be the best thing for your mental health. All right, I can't find the video, so we're gonna hop right into it, baby. I done already addressed this. Jess with the T, Jess with the mess, Jeff the scariest. I done already addressed her ass, honey. So we just gonna run it.
I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop?
Jeff the scariest. See, I ain't got too much for Mr. Ed. If you're from Baltimore, then you know Jess is dealing with her own trauma regarding being trans passing. She has constantly been mistaken for a trans woman all of her life. Clocked, daywalker, chopped for realness. Even carrying a baby, people thought she was a trans woman with a hernia. The chest, the hairline, the voice. Yeah, it's a little clocky over there. Also, Jess has constantly been cheated on with trans women because the men that she attracts are usually attracted to trans women. So with this, Jess has developed an incredible hatred, a transphobia. She feels a constant need to separate herself from trans women so that y'all know that she's cis. Whenever Jess gets a chance to take a shot at trans women publicly, baby, she's gonna shoot. This is evident in an example of her disrespecting Laverne Cox on The Breakfast Club.
Oh, no, Laverne is a man's name. No,
shut your silly ass up.
She is the sole reason I stopped watching The Breakfast Club. If they're going to support Jess Hilarious, then they support transphobia. I do have a message for Jess. It is counterproductive with you being a trans-passing woman to constantly spread hate toward trans women. That hateful rhetoric, that hateful energy, that hate you propel is always going to fall back on you as a trans-passing woman. And you say that you're caping for your cisgender sisters, but that's not true. Because a lot of them are trans-passing as well. Just last week, I reported on YouTube about how Miss Michelle Dion Peacock's life was taken because a man assumed that she was trans. Jeff, baby, you're not helping the Black community. You're not helping the women. And you daggone sure are not helping your own career. Yeah, honey, if you was here last week, then we definitely talked about Miss Michelle Peacock. We also talked about Colin Smith, and they were two cisgender people whose lives were taken because of transphobia. But ain't no problem. We can run it back real quick. I think it's necessary to run it back because apparently y'all be forgetting. 59-year-old Michelle Dion Peacock of Richmond, Indiana, was killed on July 3rd in her apartment complex. According to the affidavit, Tom Wayne Earl, 67 years old, Earl approached Michelle, who was in the gazebo outside of the apartment building, and slit her throat with a straight razor. The bystanders were still trying to hold him back when the police got there. Not only has she already passed away, but he still wanted to inflict harm against her body. Prior to this altercation, Michelle had been filing complaints against Tommy Earl, for approximately a year. He had apparently been harassing her throughout the apartment complex, and she was complaining to family members that nothing was being done. When investigators questioned Tommy Earl, he referred to Michelle as a male acting like a woman. A cisgender woman was stabbed to death because the killer believed that she was trans. As he was being arrested, he went on to say, quote, he would do it again, unquote. And he also admitted that he had had prior disputes with Michelle. The man who took her life even admitted that they had had prior incidents. And absolutely nothing was done. He is glad that he killed her and he would do it again even after finding out that she wasn't trans. Tommy also said that he doesn't want to be housed with black people in jail because he doesn't get along with them. Same weekend that Michelle was taken from us, so was Colin. Colin had gotten off of work. People began harassing and throwing slurs at one of Colin's friends. 32-year-old Colin started to defend his friend, and the man stabbed him several times around 1:49 a.m. This attack happens in southeast Portland, Oregon. It has been insinuated in all the reports that I've read and seen that the person who Colin was defending was trans, or at least gender non-conforming. Colin was stabbed fatally because he was protecting a friend. Rafnique Yusuf Jackson is the person who took Colin's life. Transphobia is hurting us all. You are entitled to feel however you want to feel about transgender people, but spreading hate will only ruin all of humanity. If you believe there's a conspiracy or an agenda, then you're absolutely right. There's an entity above us all that wants us to fight and hate each other in order to distract from the real issues, in order to distract from the real enemy. Y'all fighting the wrong fight and y'all fighting with the wrong people. We are the bottom rung of the social hierarchy. You're not accomplishing anything by beating up on people at the bottom. By beating up on people at the bottom, you are only showing us and telling us that you want somebody to beat up on. And you ain't even wise enough to fight the right op. Just like Michelle is someone's mother, I, for example, am someone's daughter. If you would like to donate to Miss Michelle's GoFundMe, the link is in my bio. Peace, love, and blessings. And yes, the link for Miss Michelle's GoFundMe is still in the bio. Now, you may have come across those two videos because those two videos got a lot of traction on TikTok. The first video went viral on Twitter as well. However, a lot of people didn't see the entire response. The response was several minutes long, and I know people's attention spans are very short on TikTok, so I didn't post the entire response in one video. But you know I got it for y'all. So many people trying to figure out what the hell Blessing Rose was talking about when she said that women don't own periods.
Arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods. Because my thoughts come from the universe. I don't care about a period. Never have. I don't even like pain.
There's no such thing as a biological woman.
Because I am talking to my higher self. Just like, what?
I've been told y'all that sis was nuts and bolts and cheese and crackers. We are not the same kinds of girl. And I'm glad that we're having this discussion publicly so that they can see that all black trans women ain't the same.
At the end of the day, that hood mentality isn't going to get us anywhere.
Y'all saying, you being transphobic, that's our girl.
You know it's your girl.
And let's be clear, it was black trans women and black gay men that showed you bitches what it means to present hyperfeminine, right?
Cisgender women are the archetype for female presentation. Since the dawn of contemporary drag, the relationship has been give and take between trans femmes and cisgender women.
When I grew up, you want to look like Marlene Dietrich, Betty Grable. Fortunately, I didn't know that I really wanted to look like Lena Horne.
But as soon as a trans woman takes their pills and has some and imitates women, right, now they can't call their cycle a period. And the fact that you said that we're just trying to imitate you and that's the highest form of flattery, no one's imitating you, we're imitating ourselves.
But if you're going to refer to your hormonal cycle as a period, a word that's been used by cisgender women for decades to refer to their menstruation, if you're going to do that, love, refer to your hormonal cycle as a period, it's given imitation. If it's not imitation, what would you call it, love?
But I'm literally the one that are telling trans people you don't have to transition to be trans.
So if you don't transition, are you really trans? Where is the trans part of the gender coming in? If it ain't you, then what's the point of saying it is?
And this is why I don't present as a quote unquote woman most of the time. And this is why I deliberately don't go on hormones and I deliberately don't do this because
Baby, it seems like you still figuring out yourself.
I would do those things if I wanted to, if I felt like there was a need to. I don't.
Then why are you taking up space and speaking for people who do?
I think there's delusion involved because...
But I still can't blame her for you transphobes. Y'all been knew she was nuts and bolts and cheese and crackers too, honey. Y'all shouldn't even be paying her ass no mind. The reason she have a platform is because you transphobes always use her as an excuse to spread y'all hate. All these actual sane transgender activists out here. And this is who you gonna go to for your trans advice. Clock out, everybody clock out. Shift over, we gonna shut it down. Baby, it seems pretty obvious that you've been dealing with some internalized transphobia and some hatred toward the cishet community, specifically women.
They start thinking in the way that a cis woman would, and a lot of cis women are really, really toxic.
You're not doing any of us any favors when it comes to trying to unite, when it comes to trying to humanize trans people.
Clearly, trans people don't think the same. And while that can be good in most cases, when it comes to how the world perceives us, we have to move a certain way, right? Because if we're not careful, we're going to perpetuate transphobia and we're going to allow more people to feel comfortable in their transphobia. Hello?
Activists like her make it difficult for the rest of the community.
I think it's time to talk to your phone less and talk to a therapist more.
Now, whether you do it or not, that's you. I can show you where the water is, but I can't force you to drink it, right?
Honey, baby, love, honey. In short, Blessing Rose, I've been told y'all to stop paying attention to her ass. I've been told y'all that the toolbox ain't got the full set. I've been told y'all that, you know, a couple of the nails was missing off the hands, that a couple of the marbles was missing out of the game of jacks. They want to make everybody a trans activist as an excuse to be transphobic, baby. Honey, dumpling, darling. And the transphobes, they really like that post. They really like that post when I got Miss Blessing together. But, honey, they turned on me real quick. Honey, you should have seen the unfollows in my motherfucking... I said I was going to stop cussing, didn't I? But you should have seen the unfollows in my notifications, baby, honey. Because as soon as, you know, we rounded it out and we ended it with this part of the conversation, honey, a lot of the don't call me cisgenders was upset with me again.
The arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods.
Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey.
Y'all obsession with trans women is clouding your judgment so much that you didn't even realize the fact that there are a lot of trans men and trans masculine individuals who still have a menstrual cycle.
We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people.
Who have a uterus, who have all those organs. Trans men commonly carry babies, all of those things. Y'all did the same thing with the breastfeeding thing. Trans men also can have mammary glands and breastfeed children. Anytime somebody makes a point about transness, you refuse to consider the fact that there are trans people who were assigned female at birth. There are trans people who were born with vaginas, and that just seems to go over y'all head. And it ain't about respecting other women either, because a lot of y'all transphobes look at trans men as women, and you don't respect their wishes either. You on here disrespecting them. You so obsessed with these men coming and invading your space, what little space you feel like you have. And you see us transgender women as men. Not only does your willful ignorance cause you to refuse to look at us as women, you can't even look at us as something other than men. And it's so confusing because y'all be the same women who claim to love men. But I guess you really don't care about men unless you have the option of sleeping with them or manipulating them with your appeal, huh? Oh, y'all ain't ready for that conversation.
When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane?
And if y'all really do believe that us trans people are mentally ill and delusional, what type of compassion do you have for the mentally ill? Be the same people that degrade us, be hateful toward us, and promote the fact that we should be harmed do not exist at all. I'm assuming that if you're transphobic, then you the same type of parent that would abuse your child if they had a disability. Or what you perceive as a disability. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that transness is a mental illness, even though a lot of y'all are mentally ill. I'm simply stating the hypothetical that if what these people are saying, that if we really are crazy, why would they treat us like this? Speak now, speak quick. Answer. Now you want to talk about womanhood, now you want to cape for womanhood.
Y'all don't give a fuck about y'all goddamn womanhood. If y'all gave a fuck about protecting your womanhood, y'all would have been in them streets fighting when they was snatching away our reproductive rights left and motherfucking right, bitch. Y'all don't give a fuck.
Me and many of my trans sisters was out here caping for reproductive organs that y'all quick to remind us that we ain't even got. We get the luxury of coming online hearing y'all talking crazy about us.
Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up.
Maybe there is 1 or 2 psychotic trans women that are trying to take y'all place in the world.
And imitates women, right? Now they can't call their cycle a period.
But that's not the majority of us. Many cisgender women feel like their spaces are being invaded, and that is fair for them to feel that because a lot of women's spaces are being invaded by men, legally and physically.
Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us?
If you truly want equality, I suggest that we all be gentle with each other. Yes. And that is still where I stand. That is still how I feel about it. We need to be gentle with each other, y'all. We're not going to accomplish nothing by fighting on each other, especially when you're fighting on people that's socially, in a hierarchy perspective, beneath you. Like, seriously, that's what we's on. Is that what we's on? What's going on, Sean? How you doing, Sean? Sean, you done probably seen all these videos because Sean be supporting their girl. Sorry, Sean. You know, I'm an example of a work in progress. Baby, I'm working on the pronouns. I ain't perfect, but one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my opinion. And whenever y'all educate me, and whenever my opinion changes, I'm going to share that as well. Thank you. Where is the tea? AR, you want the tea? You knew the ballroom tea was yesterday. Today ain't Tuesday, but you know, any day I come on here, we got some tea for you, honey. You know, any day I come up on here, we got some tea for you. And I just want to kiki for a minute because it's so many people I could bring up. It's so many things that I could talk about and discuss regarding this whole tea with Blessing Rose and Carol Ann, Jeff the Scariest, whatever. All of this, I mean, all of the girls then came out the damn woodworks. You know what I mean? I thought it was 4th of July. So many girls was coming out the woodworks, bitch, honey. Thought it was somebody's birthday. They was popping out of cakes and everything, having opinions. Instagram models having opinions and everything. And it's like, girl, you don't even get paid to talk. Girl, don't fuck up your coins, honey. But, of course, Tasha K's drunken pussy hopped in the conversation. And my girl Maddie got her together. So I just want to share that with y'all, honey. And today, Maddie is the woman of color that we are supporting. All right? Y'all go follow T.S. Madison. Girl, go follow T.S. Madison Hinton on all platforms and support my good sis. It ain't hard to find her. Stop playing in my face. Run it.
First of all, Tasha K, bitch, fuck you. Fuck you, you whirlpool, wishy-washy, flip-floppity ass bitch. I really wasn't gonna come on with no motherfucking malice or ill in my heart, because the second part of what I'm getting ready to talk about I don't have no malice or illness in my heart. But you bald head, scallywag, dirty foot dragging, drunk pussy ditzy bitch, play with your pussy, bitch, and don't play with motherfucking me. Bitch, when you brought your struggling ass over here, bitch, I sent my makeup artist to fix your ugly ass up. Okay? Let's get that for number one. Bitch, you borrowed from me. Number one. Number motherfucking two, bitch. If it wasn't for me and Kaya split, bitch, you'll be trying to figure out who the fuck you is. One thing T.S. Madison has always done is stood on that bitch. She is T.S. fucking Madison, bitch. I told y'all bitches I had dick at the bottom and titty at the top, bitch, from day one when the door fucking opened. And the only reason why I'm not gonna get on your mama is because your mama ain't did nothing to me. Now, bitch, you got 4 million motherfucking problems that you need to be worrying about, bitch. You flipping asshole. And you don't need to be worrying shit about motherfucking me. You need to be trying to take care of them 4 million motherfucking problems you got, bitch. Before them goddamn African kids be out there on Save a Child, bitch, paying 35 cents a day, walking around trying to get their next meal. Find you somebody to play with, pussy asshole, bitch. I'm from Miami, Florida, just like, bitch, you from Florida. Punk, bitch. I ain't never did shit to you. Brought your struggling, ditzy, drunk ass into my motherfucking house. That's how you phony bitches work. Off the door. Fuck your pussy ass. Fuck you and the motherfucking football head ass kids you got, bitch. Don't play with me, ho. I don't like pussy ass bitches like you, because it always be bitches like you that always do fuck shit like that. It's always you. That's how I know you a Florida bitch. I done grew up with bitches like you, just like that. You was just calling Jess a man 2 motherfucking days ago. Ugly asshole. Bitch, if it wasn't for my motherfucking makeup artist, bitch, you wouldn't look nice as you do now. Cause you's an ugly motherfucker. Just like your man, bitch. Cause we got the pictures. That's number motherfucking one. You ain't loyal to nobody, so I wouldn't expect anything less of you. You a scumbag ass bitch, foot dragging ass motherfucking hoe. You, bitch, Tasha K. I'm talking directly to motherfuckers today. Fuck you. Again, if it was not for me and Kaya falling out, bitch, you wouldn't even motherfucking...
All right, Maddie, because you about to get a bitch video demonetized completely, bitch. I'm probably already hitting ad suitability and shit right now, girl. Honey, Jesus. Honey, pray for me and my income. Honey, I'm ready to put my Cash App on here like the rest of the girls do. Sean says, I mean, you can be trans if you don't go on HRT, especially if access or healthcare issues, but other than that, question mark. Sean, I beg to disagree. I think that there's a lot of nuance when it comes to hormone replacement therapy. I tell y'all all the time that broken clocks are right twice a day. And there's a lot of things that I don't speak on because there's enough transphobes who do speak on them and speak on them honestly. And one of those things is the effects of hormone therapy, the long-term effects of hormone therapy, just like introducing anything else synthetic into your system. It does have side effects. It does have unwarranted side effects outside of the secondary sex characteristics that you can develop using hormone therapy. And I just say all of that to say And to inform y'all that, honey, I'm not on estrogen right now, honey, and I'm going through it. I'm going through it, honey. I am putting out an application for friends with benefits, honey. It is only one. It is only one entry open, honey. My Instagram link is in the description, honey. If you're interested and you're in the DMV area, we can discuss. Maybe, I don't know. But just put the application in just in case. You never know. I'm pansexual. But yeah, I'm not on estrogen. For example, right now, for me, I had surgery. The surgeries that I have had, I've had to feminize myself permanently so that I didn't have to stay on estrogen for the rest of my life. I don't want to have to stay on estrogen for the rest of my life. My family has a great, and when I say great, I'm not saying it in a positive sense, but great as in a large sense. My family has a huge history with cancer. I've been getting prostate exams, mammograms, all of the things since my early 20s. It was before 25 that I had my first prostate exam. And not long after I was having my first mammogram. So I say all that to say that that's the reason why I'm not on estrogen, and also say that because the whole hormone therapy conversation it's very nuanced. It very much depends on the person. It very much depends on how the person plans to live their life. And everybody has the choice whether they do or don't want to introduce hormones into their system. There are other ways to feminize yourself without hormone therapy. There are ways to masculinize yourself without hormone therapy. I actually have a trans model friend who commonly does ads, commonly gets gigs, and he's openly trans, but still a lot of people don't realize that he's trans, and he's never gone through testosterone therapy. He's never had testosterone introduced into his system medically. So yeah, so it's very nuanced, but realistically, if you're not fucking trans, you're not trans. You know, if you feel trans, that's what non-binary is for. That's what agender is for. That's what all of the other letters are for. But if there has been no transition socially, medically, physically, I just don't understand the point in wanting to label yourself trans, especially when there's so much debate. Realistically, I know. Morally, I know. To me, in my heart, people are however they identify. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just asking the question. Why would you publicly consider yourself trans if you're not going through transition? I know for me personally, I had a psychological journey. My psychological journey was longer and stronger than the physical journey. I passed for a woman before hormones, before surgeries, before any of that. Like, even before I started wearing women's clothes, people thought that I was a butch lesbian. I essentially was one of those girls that looked like a femme queen overnight. I looked like a woman overnight. But the psychological journey for me to truly live my life and transition legally and transition socially, it was a lot. And for most of the trans people I know, it's a lot and it takes a lot. But when we're in that phase, when we're in those phases, none of the trans people I know personally, or I have personal relationships with, none of us ran around saying that we were trans before we took any steps to start transitioning regardless of how trans we felt. And for us, we felt like it wasn't fair to consider ourselves trans before we make a social transition, before we make a medical transition, before we make a legal transition. So I'm just confused. I don't understand the point in that, the point in claiming that you're a binary trans man or a binary trans woman when you have made no transition. I educate me. I'm open to the education. I'm open to the conversations. But let's keep it moving, honey. Let's keep it moving. Child, honey, did you see your girl Monica Denise? Child running.
And wait a minute. I know. Don't you hit her like that. Listen. If y'all don't get that nigga up out of here, won't even fucking play like that. You ain't no lady like that, nigga. You out your fucking mind? Say it.
In the crowd. Somebody get her for they grab her lace front. They gonna grab off her lace front. Somebody get Gunica. Somebody get her. Somebody get her. Honey, she is gonna be so gone, honey, if one of them people get a hold of her. What was Monica doing in the crowd? A lot of y'all felt combination feelings, honey. Y'all felt a plethora of feelings regarding Monica going off. Monica jumped into the stage because a man had put his hands on an older woman. Apparently he had knocked her, honey. But a lot of y'all felt conflicts, honey. A lot of y'all felt conflicts, baby. Because a lot of y'all was like, ain't Monica a whole goon, honey? Ain't Monica always with a Negro person who done put their hands on a woman or then got accused of beating a woman or beating women down or jumping women in alleys? Y'all was like, oh no, Monica ain't that girl, honey. But I'm going to tell you who is that girl. I'm going to tell you who is that person. Dwight Howard. Honey, why is Dwight Howard back in the news? Y'all get mad when I misgender the cisgender men, the DLs. I only do it with the DLs, and that is because, it's the whole juxtaposition, it's the whole, girl, like, I'm not going to validate your manhood because you're DL, bitch. If anything, I'm going to take it from you in my little piece of the world. I think it's a kiki, but y'all don't think it's a kiki. And since y'all the reason that I get paid, I'm going to do what y'all say. Okay? But Dwight Howard is back in the news, honey. Is back in the news, back on, back on some damn little brother shit. Child, don't he stand? This time, the ex-Bre Starr is being sued for assault and battery by a man he allegedly met on Instagram. All right, baby, I keep telling y'all I don't make this news. I just bring it to y'all. And no, the assault and the battery, honey, and none of that is funny. But it's just, you going to see when the story come full circle. It's just hilarious to me. But Dwight was exposed this time with text messages. Yes, the accuser has released text messages that we, the bloggers, have gotten a hold of, honey. Yet again, you can get into some. I know it's a little blurry. Pause the read. We're not going to stay here too long. Yes, but in the lawsuits, Stephen Harper, the accuser, claims assault, claims battery, reached out to Howard. Harper claimed that he reached out to Howard in 2001, in May 2021. So this may have been a while ago. It's possible that, Dwight ain't up to DL shenanigans no more. You know what I mean? This was since his last accusation, but we'll get into that further. Stephen Harper also claims that he claims in his initial meeting of Dwight that Dwight, hit him up from a foo-foo page, a phony Instagram, a Finstagram, And they started going back and forth. He said that Dwight Howard sent him his real Instagram page from his real blue check account. And then that's when the conversation got screenshotted. Of course, I mean, baby, when they hit you, child. I'm not saying from my own experience, because the celebrities who hit me up, they know that I don't say nothing. But for the girls who like to say something, they gonna screenshot you as soon as that blue check come. You might as well stay on the fence stuff. No, let me stop giving the DLs tricks and secrets and stuff. But Harper claimed that Howard was telling him about being into all of these freaky adult things. Nudes were shared. You know, I'm only reporting this for documentary purposes. You know, ejaculate, you know, explicit, all of the exes, all of the nasty things, baby, all of the nasty things, honey. Eventually, they ended up hooking up. Dwight made it clear that he wanted a group situation, a organized situation, you know, with multiple people. That's all we got so far, you know, because all of the legalese is happening, honey. And this is pause to read, honey. It got real explicit. It got very explicitly homosexual. Honey, I'm not judging Dwight because I get explicitly homosexual. You know, I'm like bisexual on steroids. You know, that's what pansexual is. Dwight has finally spoke out. I don't know if y'all seen this, but he finally spoke out on Way Up with Angela Yee. Shout out to Angela Yee. We love Angela Yee over here, honey. Angela Yee is a smart woman. She knew when to get up out of that evaporating Breakfast Club. This was his response.
The posts and the blogs, right? And a couple of years ago, there's a guy who claims that, you know, you hit him up in the DMs, and now there's a lawsuit. And I believe it's from 2021, if I'm not mistaken, right? And so how did you react to something like that? Because like you said, you're over here preaching positivity, living positivity, but then something like this happens.
I didn't react. Assault and battery. Y'all have been around me for how long?
40 minutes, maybe.
40 minutes. I've never in my life assaulted or hurt anyone. I'm not even that type of person. So when I see allegations and accusations online about whatever people have said I've done, I don't pay attention to them.
Are you ever hurt when you see things, or you always like it doesn't bother you? Or does anything ever sting or affect you personally?
Stuff that it doesn't hurt, but it just makes me feel for my children.
Because they have to see it.
And it's not about all the crap. The stuff like with my kids and my mom and their moms. That stuff right there is just like, my son don't need to see that. He's getting too old, for one, and he's about to start getting to that level of understanding.
Wait a minute. He's getting too old for what, Dwight? He's getting too old to know his father's true sexuality. He's getting too old to not be under the guise that his father is super straight, as y'all was calling it at one point, or 100% heterosexual. Dwight, I'm confused, but I'll let him keep on responding.
And stuff like that he don't need to see. He doesn't need to see that.
How do you protect your children from?
What's up, everyone? It's Kayla on behalf of Grammarly to tell you all about the free.
I know Kayla a motherfucking lie, honey. I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid by Grammarly, honey. So we gonna keep it going. But long story short, y'all ain't missing nothing. Dwight is claiming that that ain't him. That ain't him. That it's AI text messages. I'm assuming, you know. But this supposedly occurred in 2021. I hinted around that this was not his first occurrence. I don't know if y'all remember this, honey, with Mason. Y'all remember Miss Mason? Tuna Puss? Or at least that was her name back then. I'm not sure what she's giving now. But honey, yes, Dwight had got caught just in 2018. Just in 2018 with another man or person who was identifying as man at the time. So keep that in mind. We're going to give Dwight the benefit of the doubt. You know, maybe Dwight is really a super straight. You know? You know, maybe he is a super straight. But I want y'all to have all the facts before y'all decide, you know, whether he is super straight or just, you know, one of those men who's a little gay on the weekends. You know? You're going to have to pause to read this section, but we going through the story of Mason. We reminding you of Mason, all of Mason's IG story back then, back in 2019 when Dwight was exposed. Like I say, you're going to have to pause to read. You can always run it back. You can pause. You can screenshot. All of the things. We also have audio. This was the pastor, Calvin Simmons. That's who's going to...
First of all, I don't live... You continue to say that I live in Atlanta, but I don't live in Atlanta. I live in New York. So that's how I know that you really don't know where I'm at. I'm going to find a new residence.
No, we're going to expose you. You want to catch this. And at the end of the day, how we know what you got ain't Photoshop. How we know what you are. We can't even believe what you are. You a goddamn man with a wig on. We can't even believe your personality. Let alone what the heck.
Wow.
You're a goddamn freak. That's what you are. You a freak and the truth ain't it.
Wow.
Now, the next faggot that you lay down with, bend over and tell us that.
Wow.
There ain't nobody gonna bump with you. You done lost your conscience.
Wow.
That's why you never talked to Dwight, sucker. That's why you never heard from Dwight, sucker. That's why you ain't never been flown nowhere. Because if you knew anything about Dwight, he doesn't have an appetite. Now, for women, if you don't fit that deal, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Like I was saying before, that was audio from Pastor Calvin Simmons, honey, apparently between one of the conversations that he had with Mason, one of the conversations that Mason recorded. I believe that there are other recordings available. You can look them up on Twitter. They there. All you have to do is search for Mason Elijah or Mason Elijah. MASINELIJE. Yes, honey. And yet again, Dwight was put in the chair. He was put in the hot seat regarding the situation with Mason. Everybody wanted to know what was going on. Mason had too many receipts, and this is how Dwight responded.
I went through a situation last year that kind of it really just set me free.
Okay.
It's a situation, it was an allegation with, a guy who said, it ended up being a situation that went viral. Mm-hmm. People were talking about it. And it upset me because I didn't even know who the person was. I'm like, why would somebody who I've never met, never had any contact with, make up a whole story about me? And I saw all the hate, the pure hate from people that I've never met before, just pile up everywhere I went against me. And I think that liberated me because I saw how a lot of people would feel, whether they're gay, whether they're straight, whether they have issues. People are afraid to be who they are. They're afraid to just step out and be, like you said, because they're afraid of what other people might say or think about them. And so that situation made me realize, you're not like this, but just be you, be free.
Meaning you're not gay.
I'm not gay. So just, it's a lot of people who are, and they have to hide. And it's people who have mental issues and they have to hide. It's people who have different problems in life and they have to hide. They have to put on a mask every day. It's like, well, I don't want to wear no mask. I just want to be.
It definitely is one of the most liberating things when you can truly feel like, I don't care what anyone else thinks about me. It just matters you and your close friends and family, right?
It did. And it hurt at first to go through it. It hurt. I sat at home and I was like, man, I'll never want to come outside again. But I'm like, why?
How long did that take for you? Like, were you just sitting at home alone?
A couple months to really just think and understand myself and just figure out who I am, what I want to be, where do I want my life to go, what do I want my kids to think about me.
Well, apparently, after some thought, Dwight decided that he wanted to get involved with Stephen Harper. And that's why Dwight is in the situation that Dwight is in now. I mean, that's allegedly, it's all, at this point, it's all allegations. Now, honey. Child, we got some sad tea. We got some sad tea. Y'all might have come across this tea. Ugh, Jesus. I'll be trying to remind y'all it is hard out here for our trans brothers as well, honey. Hasta la vista. It's hard out here for them. Did y'all hear about this tea, Emmett Brock? Did y'all hear about this? Trigger warning. Graphic video will be shown for documentary purposes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Come here. I just stopped you. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. Get your hands off of me. What are you doing? Oh my God! What the is happening? What the are you doing? Get the off me! Get the off! You're gonna kill me! Oh my God! Help! 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 Stop! 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 Give me your arm! Stop! Fight me again! Stop! I'm not fine! Stop! You're gonna kill me! You're gonna kill me! Help! Help! I'm not resisting! Okay, put your arms back! Put your hands behind your back! I can't! You have my hands! Move your arms behind your back! You have my hands! Move your arms behind your back! You how? 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 You have me cut? Bro, what the Bro, help! 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 I'm trying to get my hands behind my back, dude! Yeah, let me I'm not resisting! Stop! Stop!
Yes, as you saw, regardless of the accusations, the unfounded accusations that was made, not just by witnesses, but by the officer himself. There were witnesses who backed up that Emmett Brock had hit the officer, but now that the body cam footage has been released and the 7-Eleven footage has been released, it is clear that Brock did not have the opportunity to hit Deputy Joseph Benza. Joseph Benza would it be? Deputy LA Sheriff's Deputy Joseph Benza. I was unable to find any information on Joseph Benza. He apparently doesn't even have anything on record filed against him that I could find. I couldn't find any pictures, couldn't find any social media. If you do have any information regarding Joseph Benza, please feel free to contact me at my Instagram. The link is in my bio. I would love to further reports. I would love for us to be able to know who we need to be aware of and defend ourselves against. Because they're quick to say, not all bad apples, not all apples are bad, all of them ain't rotten, even though they're from the same poisonous tree. I think we should be able to know who Joseph Benza is for awareness purposes, even if he's no longer a LA County Sheriff's Deputy. What I was able to do was find a picture of Emmett. But before we get to Emmett, I want to let y'all know, y'all think that social media, well, I can't say y'all, I can't say all, but for all who do think that social media content creators, like, this shit is easy. Maybe for the gamers, it's easy, but, you know, being awake and being trans and black in America on social media, it ain't easy, honey. It ain't easy. Because honestly, I would have never looked at that footage had I not had to report it to y'all. I still to this day have never seen the George Floyd footage. I didn't start posting and being active online until after George Floyd. But let's get to Emmett Brock. Emmett Brock, our Caucasian trans brother who was attacked in LA County. Emmett, how old did they say you were? 23? That's a little younger than my typical age. But if you need any personal counsel, you know, not psychological, any personal, any physical, Emmett, feel free to hit that link in that description, honey. Baby. Honey. And for all of my hoteps watching this, honey, and all of my pro-blacks watching this, honey, I keep telling y'all I don't discriminate against the Caucasians. I just talk shit about them. No. All right. We got to get a little deeper into LAPD. Because LAPD, y'all got a lot going on. Honey, every time you look up LAPD got something going on, LAPD has been labeled as the largest, most powerful gang in the United States. The police are supposed to be the people to protect us from gang violence, not perpetrating it. Honey, I keep telling y'all, all of them are bad. All of them are bad, honey. Since 2020, child, they've been hiring people off the bus stop, honey. They've been hiring people from in front of Lowe's and Home Depot. Picking them right up, putting them on the truck. Honey, signing them up to be the police. LA County has supposedly created a whole new office inside of the LA County Sheriff's Office to help eradicate the deputy gangs. I think it's safe to say that Joseph Benza needs to be investigated as part of the deputy gangs because, honey, if that wasn't guerrilla pimping that he was doing with Emmett, then I don't know what was happening. Baby, that looked like a guerrilla pimp in action to me, honey. What you call it, honey? Don't... Child. I'm just glad that he didn't pow on our boy Emmett. I'm glad that Emmett is still here with us. How y'all doing out in the chat? All the pansexuals are checking in the chat. Yes, if you are pansexual, if you are a pansanese, put a unicorn in the chat. And if you a man who don't feel comfortable putting a unicorn in the chat, honey, go sit in a haystack or something. Like, girl, get your life. Like, get over yourself, honey. If your manhood is that fragile, then girl, you ain't never have it, Miss Thing. Yes, pansexuality. Sean said that I could confirm that we are like bisexuals, but over 9,000. This is what I can't do with y'all. I didn't make y'all a bad boys montage this week. I'm sorry. I'm having a bad mental health week. Yeah. Ooh, AR, I didn't know that you was a pantser. AR. Mental note. I forgot what I was saying. I had a bad mental health week, so I didn't have time to put together my typical bad boys montage for y'all, but it was a sweet episode. I definitely recommend that you go see it. Let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments if y'all want me to post my little video montage for the final episode, and I will. I'll still post it for y'all if y'all want it. But I didn't get a chance to post it, but baby, you know I did get a chance to get into the bad boy tea this week, honey. I got the Zeus prediction with the bad boy tea this week, honey. Alex, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Alex. But Alex is apparently a makeup artist who has worked with a lot of the Zeus celebrities over there. Alex made a post and said, I was invited to Zeus headquarters party. Why was Jonathan following me around the event trying to get me kicked out by security? He even threatened that he was going to attack my group of guests, including cisgender women. It's clear that his fixation over me has deepened. It's unhealthy and it shows on him. How is he still mad after he stole my light equipment out of spite because I turned him down? Then hit me from behind the head at a nightclub when he found out my sister's fiance withdrew their investment on his salon. Make it make sense. Nobody was uncomfortable. My Lord. Jesus. Honey, we got to laugh at the bad boys, honey. Nobody was uncomfortable but him the entire night. I'm ready to get in the ring, boxing gloves, because that's the only way things are going to be fair with him. Everyone sees online how he'll sneak his opponents. Nobody is scared of him for real. Grow up or shut up. Okay, Alex, I got to say that I disagree with you because clearly the whole Bad Boys cast is scared of Jonathan. I get the impression that a couple of the security guards are scared of Jonathan as well. Child, I don't know who they done seen Jonathan beat up other than Rio, but honey, Jonathan got them girls shook, honey. Now, the tea is that he was supposed to have fought Chef D in the ring, but honey, Chef D was like, girl, I ain't fighting you, and that's part of the reason why he sat out. But apparently another part of the reason why he sat out of fighting was because he's not friends with Alex. He's not a big fan of Alex, this Alex who made this post. Apparently Alex is Bobby Light's, or was Bobby Light's makeup artist. Either way, they're associates, they're friends, and child, that's why he was throwing shade to Bobby Light's the last episode too. But let's get into the footage of the party. I didn't know this video ain't had no sound, so I'm gonna have to narrate. That's Jonathan talking to security. I believe Big Boy right there. Remember he was on Tokyo Tony Looking for Love when Tokyo Tony was looking for love. Tokyo Tony Flavor of Love. Remember he was on there as Big Z or Big N or something, Big Nigga. It was Big Nigga or Big Pipe or something crazy, honey. But they try to act like he was never even on there. And this is more footage that Alex aired, more footage of Alex showing that security, basically that security surrounding them. That's Alex right there. Alex is adorable. Alex is handsome. Alex is handsome. I want y'all to keep in mind that Alex said that Jonathan stole his lighting equipment. Honey, they talking about a ring light. Apparently, Alex was doing makeup for somebody. Jonathan was doing their hair. Jonathan asked to use the ring light to show off the hairstyle. Honey, Jonathan ended up never returning the ring light, baby. So then Alex's sister decided that she was no longer going to invest in Jonathan's salon since Jonathan had stole her brother's ring light. Child, this I'm dead ass. I keep telling y'all I don't make this shit. I just report it. Now, look at Jonathan. Jonathan, if you get some mental health assistance, you'd be really attractive. But you know the way your mental health is set up, it takes away from all of the physical for me. For me personally, and maybe it's because I'm traumatized. You know, I deal with psychotic people for a living. So maybe I'm a little traumatization. But yeah, this is when Butch Queens was actually getting put out of the facility by, honey, the tradie security will beat up on the fabulous, won't they? The tradie security will beat up on the Butch Queens. Will beat up on the trans women too, honey. Chill, honey. And while Jonathan over there kikiing in the corner with the cunts. Baby, honey, every time I report this foolishness, honey, I bring y'all receipts now. At some point, y'all gonna learn to trust me, but by the time y'all learn to trust me and I don't need receipts, child, I'm gonna be so used to bringing the receipts, honey. They just gonna be here. This is Jonathan's response, honey. Child, at this point, I'm just sticking to my commitment. I started reporting about these damn bad boys, and here we are.
Like in real life. Bitch, I done came and did laps around y'all in your own city, bitch. In your own city, bitch, everybody. Y'all know it. That's why I'm so pressured. Like, I don't even play with them. Like, don't even think you come play with me. Because, bitch, I know who I am. You hoes don't know who you is. I ain't about to be just sitting around, hanging around just to hang around. Bitch, talking about because of shit like that, the whole said I was on this couch for 3 hours. Bitch, what 3 hours? Bitch, the 3 hours, probably an hour getting the ring light, you trying to talk and shit. Then I smoke the backwood. Bitch, I'm that nigga. Stop him. So, y'all, like, that's why, like, like, anytime, like, I'm not one of them type of people, and I know how to let shit go. They mad because you secure with yourself. Yeah, that's why people mad. Like, people be mad, and then people be intimidated because they can't come in and they can't just like fuck up nothing I have going on. A lot of people that's not secure with their business, with their financials, with their life, with their self, with a lot of other people, they're lost. You know what I'm saying? They try to knock you off your high horse. But I go in on everybody, every situation, everybody that I literally been around. I'm the one that humbly saying this. I'm the real friend. Bitch, y'all see it. That's why y'all love me. Like, bitch, I literally show y'all what the fuck be going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was, like, don't get me wrong. The only way Jonathan...
Humbly, Jonathan, I feel like what you have been showing me here lately is a little bit of psychosis. I don't know if it's really nuts. I don't know if you really nuts and bolts and chicken tenders, or if the fame and the clout is going to your head, because you definitely got it. They're giving you executive producer credits over there at Zeus. You know, you've been doing your thing with the hair, and apparently this clout ain't slowed that down one bit. If anything, is continuing to push it, which I can understand. You know, I'm mid-vibrational. You know, I be having to remind y'all all the time, you know, just because I know how to read and write, it don't mean that I'm the most high vibrational creature in the world. You know what I mean? I could point you to some high vibrational content creators. If y'all want me to do that, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat, honey. I can point y'all to, you know, some people who are more high vibrational than me. But guess what? They all follow me. Hey, love y'all. Some of y'all in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the real one, honey. But I don't know what's going on with Jonathan, but I told y'all I got a Zeus prediction. I'm predicting that Alex is going to be the next cast member I'm imagining on Bad Boys. I'm hoping, because if all of this foolishness ain't even going to earn Zeus a couple dollars, I'm going to pretend I don't watch Zeus like the rest of y'all. I'm going to be over it. I'm predicting Alex is next, the makeup artist. Honey, keep that in mind. But I'm still thinking that Jonathan is crazy. Did y'all see this video with Jonathan bussing Carry On? Now keep in mind, Carry On models for Jonathan and do Instagram posts for Jonathan and all kinds of stuff. And this is how Jonathan treat Carry On.
Yeah, Carry On beating on my door.
Good to meet you, man. Maria.
They think that's funny. They think that's funny. They think that's a prank. Child, look how he bust this boy upside his head. And they kiki at it though. Damn, I could hear. I heard his brain cells. I heard it hitting his skull. I should have gave a trigger warning for that damn video, child. Well, I'm gonna give you a trigger warning for this one, honey. Chef D without his wig, bitch. Honey, you know ain't nobody post that but Big Lou, honey. And on that note, that's my cue to get the hell up out of here. Y'all already know. I appreciate y'all for supporting a real one. Peace, love, and blessings to you.